welcome. Today, we're diving into two words that are, no joke, at the very core of pretty much every contract you'll ever encounter: conditions and warranties. And believe me, figuring out the difference between them can be a total game changer when a deal starts to go south.
So think about any contract. It's basically just a big list of promises, right? But here's the question. Is every single one of those promises equally important? You might think so, but the answer is a big, fat no. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
All right, first up, let's talk about the big one, the most important, the most critical type of promise you can find at a contract. This is what's known as a condition.
Okay, so a condition isn't just some minor detail in the fine print. It is the reason the contract exists in the first place. It's the whole point of the agreement. And if a condition gets broken, well, the entire deal can just completely fall apart.
You'll often hear legal pros talk about a condition as something that strikes at the very heart of the contract. I love that imagery. It's like if the condition isn't met, the contract has no pulse. It's dead. It's that one promise that gives the whole agreement life.
There's a really classic legal example that makes this super clear. Let's say an opera house hires a famous singer. What's the main point of that contract? It's for her to sing, right? That performance, that is the condition. So if she gets sick and can't perform on opening night, the very heart of the contract has been ripped out. The whole purpose is gone. They didn't hire her to just hang out in the city. They hired her to sing.
So if a condition is the heart of the deal, what about all those other, less critical promises? Well, that's where warranties come in.
A warranty is more like a secondary promise. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still totally binding. You have to do it. But if a warranty is broken, the whole deal doesn't just implode. The main point of the contract can still actually happen.
To get this, let's go right back to our opera singer. We know the condition, the main event, is that she has to sing. But what if the contract had another smaller clause, a warranty, that says she has to perform while wearing, I don't know, a purple hat?
And here's where it all clicks. If she goes out there and sings her heart out, an absolutely amazing performance, but she completely forgets the purple hat, has she breached the contract? Technically, yes. But has she destroyed the whole reason she was hired? Not at all. The audience got their show. The heart of that contract is still beating just fine.
Okay, so we've got these two different kinds of promises. But why does any of this really matter? Well, it all comes down to what happens when one of them gets broken. And trust me, the consequences are worlds apart.
This is really the million-dollar question. If you're on the other side of that broken promise, what can you actually do? Can you tear up the contract and just walk away? Or are you stuck? The answer to that depends completely on whether it was a condition or a warranty that was breached.
Just look at how different this is. If a condition is breached, the singer doesn't show up at all, you can terminate the entire contract. You're done. You don't have to pay her, and you can sue for any damages you suffered. But if a warranty is breached, she just forgets that silly hat, the show must go on. The contract continues. You still have to pay her for the performance, but you can sue for any damages caused by that missing hat.
So here is the absolute simplest way to remember this. A breach of condition is a deal breaker. It gives you the power to walk away. A breach of warranty, not so much. It just gives you the right to get some money back for whatever went wrong.
And look, this isn't just some abstract legal theory. This stuff has been put to the test in actual courtrooms for over 100 years. Let's look at two real, famous cases, both about singers, funnily enough, that perfectly nail this distinction.
So, on the one hand, you have the case that inspired our whole example. A singer missed opening night because she was sick. The court said, look, showing up for opening night was a condition. It was the heart of the deal. So the opera house was totally within its rights to terminate her contract. But then, on the other hand, you have a very similar case where a singer missed a few rehearsals, but he made it to the actual performance. The court said that was only a breach of a warranty. The theater had to keep him, but they could sue him for the trouble caused by those missed rehearsals. And the court's logic here really gets to the heart of the matter. They figured that, yeah, rehearsals are important, but they aren't the fundamental reason for the contract. The performance is. Missing a few practices didn't completely torpedo the whole deal, it just made things a little less smooth. It wasn't a strike at the contract's heart. So after all that, what is the big takeaway? Why should you care? Because understanding the difference between a condition and a warranty isn't just for lawyers, it has huge, real-world consequences for literally anyone who signs anything. So let's just recap the essentials. A condition is the core. If that's broken, the whole deal could be off. A warranty is a more minor term. If that's broken, you're probably just looking at getting some compensation. And knowing which is what tells you if you can walk away clean or if you're still locked into that deal.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Every single contract you'll ever see is built around these core promises. So, the next time you're about to sign something, just ask yourself, what is the absolute, non-negotiable heart of this deal? Because finding that answer, well, it can make all the difference.